I told you, right? Like if I come home, like when I come from gigging and I walk towards my room because we leave him in the room. We leave the cat in the room. So then I start walking over there, and I start like creeping up. Sometimes I'd like to be quiet in my house, especially when it's like late night. So like I open the door, but like real quietly. So I guess like my cat's asleep and it looks up, and it just sees the shadow, so he doesn't recognize me. So like what I'll just hear, I'll like come in slowly, and I'll forget that he's there sometimes. So like I'll open the door, like all slowly. It's late night, dark as fuck. He looks up, he sees the shadow, and he's like dip. So all you hear is like the fucking. He should drop shit like his uñas on the ground. You know, like when they're trying to run on like a floor that
they have no traction.
They have no traction. You just hear like he's trying to get yeah. He like goes under the bed and he's like all freaked out and shit. And I turn on the light. I'm like, hey. He's like, meow. He's all scared. I was like, you're a freaking puss, dude. Welcome you guys to CharroBeans podcast. Episode 40. We're so excited because it's the number after 39, which means we were doing this last week. Welcome guys to CharroBeans podcast, a Mariachi podcast. I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of rebranded, or not rebranded, but I now it says on Spotify and Apple, it says a Mariachi podcast.
That's it?
Yeah.
Cool.
No, it says CharroBeans, a Mariachi podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you excited?
Congratulations.
I don't know. No, it was just so that whoever didn't know what CharroBeans, what if someone was like, so it's just like a beans podcast, but it's like CharroBeans, a Mariachi podcast. Kind of how I have it on YouTube now.
You look up CharroBeans and it's like how to make CharroBeans.
Yeah,
like
I mean, looking back to what we started this, when I was thinking of a lot of names. Remember, I was kind of running some over with you.
I remember I said Charro Hub.
Yeah, you did say.
You were like, that's too related to something else. That's not. That should not be related to.
Because then if I put it as Charro Hub, then like it could be a completely different content. First of all, then I gotta explain that one to my mom, your mom. Be like, I don't get it. No, when the plus we'll get copyright claims.
Or imagine if they do get it.
Like those TikToks with boom, boom, and they're like they look over and you're like, ugh.
Where's that from? Sammy.
Don't worry about it. So anyway, yeah, I remember when we were thinking about doing this podcast, I ran a couple names. Charro Hub was one of them. I remember one of them was like primera, segunda, tercera.
I remember that. I think I said no to that one.
Yeah, I told you that idea because like when I had the idea for it, I was like, it has to be something relatable, and I was like, well, everybody knows primera, segunda, tercera, but it's just now looking back, it's like I don't know how does that make sense? Like I don't know. There was a bunch of them. I don't know, but CharroBeans just kind of came into my head, and I was like, I like that, because when you think of CharroBeans, you think of what frijoles charros, right?
Yeah.
But think about the podcast. I mean, we've talked about it on here too already, but charros is another name for mariachis. We're not claiming that we're actual like charros. Like
we're talking about
charro men, like that wrangle. Do I look like I have any business getting on a big ass horse? No. Have you ever been on a horse? Was it a big one?
Oh, have you never been to El Parque de los Caballos?
Oh, here in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
You went there?
Yeah, I used to go there a lot.
Like when you were young?
When I was little, yeah.
Like how young?
Must have been like in middle school.
Middle school? Oh, this is fairly recent then. It's not super far. I thought you meant like fucking 7 years old, like 8 years old.
I was in Mexico when I was
right. Okay, so 9 years old. So, what'd you do? Like get on the horses and stuff?
Yeah.
Like do you have to pay for that?
No, I mean I already knew like it was como parte de mi tío.
Okay.
He had his own horse, and then like that horse just had a baby, so we're just like visiting.
But you would just get on them, so you know you know how to ride horses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know how to ride horses?
Sort of. I mean, I forgot. There's like certain sounds you gotta make and like stuff. I remember that day that I went like my tío, I think it's my tío, I don't know what the fuck it was, but like he was trying to like get something from next to like something, where there was a lot of rocks, and the horse kind of got scared. So all I see is the horse kind of like, and like so, and like the he has as he did that or she did that, like she stepped on a rock, so se cayó para atrás.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait, you were on though?
No, I was watching.
You're watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
the horse was like protesting, and he's like, "A la verga,
Voy a matar, güey."
Yeah.
No, I kind of had a similar experience with the horse. I've only been on one like once. It was after a gig actually, or it was back when we were in Imperial, long time ago. Were you there?
Time ago. No. I
No.
don't think so.
I remember we went to play for this person. I don't know, in the middle of nowhere, but they had a horse. I don't know how exactly it went down, but they said like, "Hey, come on by and I'll let you ride my horse." And I was like, "Sus." But then it was like, "No, like my real horse." I was like, "Oh, okay, so you got a horse." So then when we went and we saw that he had a horse, he would like let us all get on it and like ride it. It was like in a little like little area like that we could only go through. I remember that's the only time I got on it. Now I've always been kind of traumatized by a horse though, because it like I fucked with one when I was a kid. Like what happened was my grandpa used to have this horse like over there on his land. Man, I was a kid. I was in Mexico. I mean, I was probably like 8 through 10 years old. I don't know, one of those ages. All I remember is I went down there and I was like, I'm gonna pet it. Like, I'm gonna pet it.
Were you familiar with the horse before?
No.
Okay.
You see where this is going?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I didn't know. Okay, I saw a horse and I thought big dog. Big, strong, healthy dog. Like he's gonna be cool with me as long as I'm cool with as long as I'm cool with him, right? So yo todo chiquillo, I started walking over there. I'm like, okay, I'm about to touch this horse right now, right? So I started walking up, and I remember being scared, because I had my hand like this, like I was like this, I was shaking, and I was like, I'm just gonna touch his little tummy, right? And then
tummy.
I don't know, dude. Keep in mind, this horse looks like Godzilla to me, because está chiquillo, So I was gonna go up to him and just pet his side, just give him like a good boy, No, hombre. So I went up all scared, hand trembling y todo el pedo. I gave it some nice little. I gave it like 2 good little rubs on his stomach, and he just looked over at me and he bit me on my cheek, like legit. It felt like I had ripped my face in half. I felt like Two-Face, like how one side is fine, the other one's all fucked up. Like I legit thought I looked like that. So I remember like he bit me, and it was the end of the world for me. Like I ran up to the kitchen like fucking crying, dude. Like they're like, ¿Qué traes? Like I don't have a face, Ya llegué arriba, and they were like trying to put ice on me, todo el pedo. But legit, it was the scariest moment of my life up until that point.
Holy shit!
I was like, after this, I'm gonna be half face boy or a no cheeks boy. Yeah, So, how do you get on horses?
They have a little thing, like on the saddle has like 2 little thing where you can put your.
No, like how did we get on the topic of horses?
What do you mean?
How did we get this started? Why are we talking about horses?
I don't know, but. But you got a horse bit you?
Yeah, a horse bit me. So we're not cool. me and their species ain't cool. Basically, I haven't been on a horse since.
I think one time a horse bit my grandma.
Oh.
And like it'd be
hard?
I think it'd be like her boob too.
What?
Yeah.
Is she okay?
Well, I mean, she passed away now.
Oh.
She was fine from it, But the horse was just very thirsty, I guess. I don't know.
Thirsty. Water source.
Oh, it's because like also my grandma was very tall.
Oh yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
like
she was tall.
She was taller than. I mean, even right now, I think she would be taller than me because there's a picture of her.
How tall are you again? 5'10"?
5'11". And
she was. Just say you're 6 foot.
I don't know.
Just say you're 6 foot.
Okay, I'm 6 foot.
Ladies, he is 6 feet tall.
Shut up.
7 foot.
And there's like, a picture of her like next to a fridge, and she's like taller than the fridge.
So she's.
I'm not taller than the fridge, but she was. So I'm like.
So she's built like a fridge, but taller than the fridge.
Excuse me. The disrespect, bro.
I mean, bigger than the fridge, which is good, right? I mean, you got good genes, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You got good genes in you.
Well, they did, because I mean, my tias are like short. My mom is pretty short.
You got the good stuff.
I guess it skips a generation, so my kids will be midgets.
Well, if my kids are taller than me, I never respect them.
You're like, you're not my kids.
You came from me, and the fact that you're taller is just disrespect. That's how I feel anyway.
Well, I don't think so, because I mean, your parents aren't that tall, and your siblings aren't that tall either.
My little brother is. He's a little bit taller.
A little bit.
I like to think that we're getting to that point where maybe one day my wife's family's got some genes in there that I think might make us tall.
No.
Maybe because she's like the tallest one in her family. Maybe she's got some recessive genes in her. There's someone listening that's like, what's biology majors? Yeah. And they're just like, nope. It's like I said before, this podcast isn't for
that's
accuracy.
True. A lot of guys like to like correct us, which is fine, but it's like we're not trying. We're just trying to make conversation here.
Like
okay?
we never once said we were experts on anything. Even mariachi, we're supposed to be talking about mariachi. We never said we were experts on that. You know,
just our thoughts, okay. But just know that when I read your comments correcting us, I really like this.
Yeah.
Me. That's how I read them. Okay.
That's how we read them.
Oh, you too?
No, I just read them like, damn, they're probably right because they are. Like, yeah, but I mean. Just keep in mind, this podcast is one take. There's no editing. It's like literally what we talk about, and then it's put out there. Like
sometimes I'm roasting you when you correct them.
Sometimes you're with the podcast too. Like when you get started, you gotta marinate into it. You can't just go in there dry. You have to give it a second.
Is that your waka?
Yes, it is. You want it?
You got any toys?
I've had them for a while. You can keep them.
I don't want them. I'm just like...
Llévatelos.
I'm like...
Anyway, guys, after this, I still don't know how we got on the topic of horses.
We were talking about CharroBeans, and you're like...
Okay, right. Going back to the main point. Yeah, so CharroBeans, when we thought of this concept, CharroBeans was it just popped into my head. We're charros, otherwise mariachis, and we're beans.
Yeah, I mean, I am.
Yeah. You're welcome. Except you look whiter than me because you're white complected.
Yeah, I can never get a tan, dude. Even when I got a job working outside,
Have you tried?
Yes.
Huh.
I worked outside. Remember when I used to work at water meters, and I never changed colors.
You get red, but you don't stay.
But
orange.
the next day I'm fine.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
You're like pasty white. You're not pasty, but
excuse me.
You're not like what pasty is, right?
You know what's worse?
What?
I'm whiter under this shirt. I'm like a whole freaking canvas.
CharroBeans Patreon.
No,
us with our shirts.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to see.
I'm like a whole lot whiter.
That's true. I'm pretty white too. I mean, I'm.
Yeah, that's how you know you're whiter, because the inside of your forearm is like whiter.
Like the parts that never get any sun.
Yeah.
They're like, help. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to CharroBeans podcast, where we talk strictly about mariachi.
Yeah. Can't get a time for shit.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
Anyway, we had... Oh, have you noticed that we are getting work again?
Yeah.
You know why?
Because there's no more restrictions.
Because
we were playing more salons too.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference. Ever since this pandemic started, we kind of went into a lot of outside gigs, or like gigs where they were very limited. Like if we did have a salon gig, everybody had masks. It was, you noticed too? Like I would hate it, like have a wedding and then not everybody can come. That's the thing too. You can invite them, but they may feel like, oh, I don't want to go out, and stuff like that. So it's not that your family doesn't want to go to your wedding or party. It's more like they don't want to get sick, so it sucks. But now since the governor lifted everything, everybody's like, ya valió. So now we're getting a lot of salon gigs, man. A lot of salon gigs, which means a lot of people in a confined space, right?
Yeah, and that last gig we had on Saturday was very packed.
Which one?
The musty one.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Why it was musty.
We're still doing this in chronological order?
Yeah, we got to do a chronological.
Okay.
I can't bounce around.
So Thursday.
Dude. What happened on Thursday?
I don't know.
Oh, we had the planta.
Right.
So, do you still enjoy Seafood Shack?
Yeah.
Since we're back there?
I like Seafood Shack.
Yeah, I love Seafood
We're
Shack.
inside. Temperature stays the same.
Yeah. I just feel really chill there. It's just a chill environment.
We have a curfew. What is we used to?
No. Our boss was talking to the
new manager.
we don't. Okay, so before they had a manager lady or dude there. His name was Chewy, and he would at 10 p.m. he would kind of cut us off because that restaurant closes like around 10.
Yeah.
Or at 10. It closes at 10, so at that time people they don't accept anybody else because they're trying to close. So around 10:15, 10:20, like Chuy would cut us off. He'd say, "Hey, yeah, es la última," because we're trying to leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the staff is like, "I'm trying to go home," and really we're the ones keeping them from going home because we're playing talon, and the people that keep asking for songs, they're like, "All right, I guess we can stay here all day."
Yeah.
Right. So until we stopped, then they're like, okay, yeah, me voy, So he would stop us, but lately we haven't been getting stopped because they're just like,
I feel very honored when they asked me to turn off the open sign.
oh yeah, they have an open sign, right?
Because I always see it whenever we play. Because sometimes we play next to the entrance.
Yeah.
And when I always look around. So when I look at the open sign, I'm like, imagine, okay, just like turn it off. People will think it's closed.
Who told you? Oh, the La Güera, right?
Yeah.
Told you to turn it off?
Yeah,
You're like cutting everybody off from the access, so you're just like
pretty much. Because people kept coming in, like a whole family went in, and then there was just like in that restaurant you're supposed to wait for the hostess.
You are,
but the hostess left because they're closed.
Yeah,
but no one knows that, I guess, because the open sign is on, and then it's not locked because there's still people inside.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone to a restaurant like? Because they walked in, like 10 minutes before they were supposed to close, like at 9:50? Have you ever done that?
No.
I don't think I have. Because you got to take into consideration that, like, the wait staff wants to go home. Like, keep in mind, you're going to stay for, like, an hour at least.
I mean, I don't go out, so, especially not that late, If it were that late, I would rather get, like, takeout.
Like,
to go.
Like Whataburger?
I got McDonald's yesterday.
This is, it is your last week.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
So Victor is on his last week of no Whataburger.
No alcohol.
And no alcohol.
Alcohol has been a breeze, dude. Like, I don't miss it. I'm fine. I only get it because it's free,
Yeah, as a mariachi, you just get it free.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's there, I mean, and you're just looking for a good time. So
you ever spent money on a bottle?
No. Yes. No.
What's the most you spent on a bottle? Like, just in general for liquor?
I think the last one I bought was like $60.
60?
Yeah. That's
Damn.
for like a Don Julio.
Is that considered good? Like a good quality tequila?
What
makes a good... Okay.
It depends on your taste.
What makes a good quality tequila? Like, in general?
It's more about... I mean, it's never about taste. For me, it's more about feel. Like, because there's some tequilas that you drink and it's just fucking gross. Like, fucking Hornitos.
Oh, you don't like Hornitos?
That thing tastes like jet fuel. But there's like Don Julio 42, which is my favorite. Like, the way it goes down, like, your throat, it feels really like... It gives you, like, that warm feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels really good. And it's a really good transition because you can't tell when you're fucked up because if you're feeling like that the whole time, it's like...
What? I don't know. I didn't hear the last part. But yeah, because I feel like since I'm not much of a drinker, but yeah, it's never been about the taste for me.
Yeah.
Like when I taste tequila, I was like, does anybody actually enjoy these?
No. It's
It's
about feel.
It's about the feel.
For me, yeah.
So how many shots does it take you to start feeling it? Depends on the tequila.
I mean, they all have the same concentration that I've seen. They are all around 37%, 40% alcohol.
Okay.
So for me, I think
how many normal size shots? I guess normal shot glass.
For me, I think it's around 8.
8?
8 or 6. Because that's the last time.
8 or 6.
Remember last
you
time?
mean 6 or 8?
Yeah. Because I remember last time I got all like that. Like, I was counting them, and I was around 6 and 8 is where I forgot how much I had.
I'm like, I don't know if it was 6 or 14. At this point, it could be either.
Yeah, I took a lot that time.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that it was like tequila, so it doesn't really hit you that hard the next day.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever been that buzzed, ever. I think one time I did drink something, and I was like, woo! I felt something like in my body.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what it was.
Was I there for that?
No.
Oh.
It was something somewhere. It was years ago too. I already told you I'm gonna be drunk at my wedding.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, woo!
You're gonna wake up in an alley, she's like in New York. She's like, what?
Right. My wife listening like this motherfucker.
She wakes up like in California, like, what?
No, yeah.
More
Anyway,
about this.
we were at a seafood shack.
Right.
That's all I remember. We had we had John come out. Shout out to him. He came and watched us. John? Peña?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out. He came watch us. He sang those Javier Solis songs. The thing about Javier Solis, man, which ones did he play? He sang
He was like Te amaré toda la vida.
Te amaré toda la vida, and then the other one was Si Dios me quita la vida. Yeah. A lot of people don't ask for those.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
When I started, that's how I learned all of those.
And that's the other thing too. They don't ask. We've said this on here. I don't know this specifically, but when we learn one of these songs, like you'll learn them because it's like, oh, it's because there's been being asked like lately, so let me learn it, and then it doesn't get asked for another like 6 months. So it's like fuck, like ya se me olvidó otra vez, güey.
Well, I like Javier Solis, so like, you know.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But it's because you listen to more mariachi than I do. I only listen strictly on the weekends, pretty much.
Trash.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's your job, son.
I have a job. I have a job. I mean, I have a life outside of that job of mariachi.
Well, me too.
Yeah, but you're more consumed in that music. Like you could just jam to it all the time. I don't. What do you listen to other than mariachi strictly?
You want to see my little playlist?
No, just off the top of your head.
Well, I don't know what the genres are called.
That's because you don't know. Point is, I listen to a bunch of... Who the fuck is that? That's Jose Alfredo. That's Vicente Fernandez.
Oh, and that's all you see? What are these guys?
I don't know.
There's Banda. There's like...
I'm like Kelly Clarkson.
There's like Tigres del Norte. Logic.
One Logic album. See, they're all Mexican, bro.
GTA.
Point is, I try to listen to more genres. I mean, it kind of opens up your mind to other genres, other styles and stuff like that.
That's true, yeah. It's always good to listen to different stuff.
Because I feel like... Or what did you listen to in high school?
In high school?
Yeah. Was it still just mariachi?
It was mainly classical. Because I used to do classical guitar. Remember?
Like just classical?
Well, I didn't have anywhere to listen to.
So you were that,
I had the radio.
So you were that dude like on mariachi trips or like on a drive and you would have your headphones in and you're just listening to...
No, I didn't have an iPod. Bro, I was poor. What's wrong?
I'm bringing up like it's a rhetorical question. It's like
you did this to yourself, to be honest.
Like it's a general question. It doesn't specifically mean... So like when you were jam out to music, you were listening to a guitar.
Well, yeah, it's the only CD I had. Because we had CDs back then.
You did have an iPod.
Yeah, but I didn't have music on it.
So what'd you do
until like I like Dr. G and like Nino to like get music.
Well, that's true. There's no streaming back then. Yeah.
Sad.
Okay.
So why are you yelling at me?
You wouldn't listen to the radio?
Yeah, but it was the radio. I can't just look up what songs they are. It just says FM 106.1.
106.1?
I don't know. I just picked a random number. That was a while
back.
Was
like this is like the hits station.
Was that what it was?
So you're listening to this is 2010. You're listening to Katy Perry, whatever were the hits back then.
There was also like 107.9.
You were like
that one was like Spanish, right? It was fucking Perico. ¿Cómo se llama? Piolín.
Piolín. Yeah,
Piolín. It
Piolín.
was like that too. And then it was like 94 point something.
I guess so. I always listen to the alternatives, like the alternative stations. So like, I grew up on like alternative rock and like Linkin Park. That's like the very first stuff I started listening to. That Day to Remember, Chiodos. I'm guessing a lot of things you don't know.
No, I know who they are.
System of a Down.
You gave me their albums.
Oh yeah, and you very rudely got rid of them all. Apparently.
I didn't get rid of them. They're just in my laptop. I was just like, I don't need this in my iPod.
Delete. What is this filth?
I tried listening to it, but I'm like, can't get into that.
Yeah.
There's some that I did liked. I don't know what they are anymore. My iPod is in my car, actually. I wonder how much music that thing has. It has a lot.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of hordes of music. Yeah, and now it's all online, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Seafood Shack was pretty fun, and I just like playing there. I look forward to it now. We had the planta the next day, burritos locos. None of the usuals came out. Or like, remember, every one of these weeks, our boys have been going. Except for Zamir and Fernando.
The lady you walked in on. The day that you fell.
Okay, so
Wait, we talked about that, right? You walking in on the lady.
Yeah, so there was the gig where I fell. La caída de Sammy. Yeah, that day that I fell at that gig, that specific gig, I talked to you guys about. I was going to the bathroom because I needed to pee. So we were in the middle of the gig. We were playing at this lady's 50th. This guy and a lady's 50th anniversary, right? For their marriage?
Yeah.
Marriage, right? Yeah. 50th marriage anniversary. And I went to the bathroom, and I remember she had the white feather like in her hair. So that's the only way I could identify her. So when we went, I went to the bathroom because tenía que ir. So the door wasn't locked. So I was like, okay, we're good. And there was no light on. They had like LED lights in there. Like they looked like the ones we have right here. Like these, like, they had some in there in the bathroom. I don't know. But there was no light on. It was unlocked. So I was like, okay, we're good to go. So like I opened, and like the first thing I saw was the feather thing. So I was like, oh shit, it's the lady. So I closed the door real quick. I didn't want her to see me and identify me as the guy that walked in on her. Like when she goes back and she's like, it was that motherfucker. You know. So I remember just thinking like, oh, okay, well, I'll get out of here and I'll dip. So I did. But apparently she went to the restaurant. I didn't realize they had gone to the restaurant before.
Yeah, because the guy was there. I recognize.
You remember the guy?
Yeah, I recognize him because he had the hat too. He had that. I don't know what they're called.
Is it a baseball cap?
No.
What kind of hat? Oh, those like flat hats. Oh, they're called what are those flat hats called?
Take your time.
The ones that Leonardo DiCaprio wears. I can't say his name. Leonardo
I don't
DiCaprio.
know. But he had that on.
Right.
I didn't recognize him. And then when she went to her restroom, I saw you with it on there. So I'm like, wait a minute. There's some like deja vu shit. Like,
yeah, because we were by the bathrooms, right? Apparently I ran into her and she started talking to me. And she's probably like, I know it was you. I know it was you.
It's like, I know you want this.
I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we ran into her, so it was a little awkward. I was like, I promise it wasn't on purpose.
She's like, pervert. Making it out.
Degenerate?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Oh, man. And then the other thing that happened was my boy Zamir, shout out to him. He came out. We've said it on here too, you know, but Burritos Locos, the planta has a BYOB establishment. So they don't sell any liquor there other than the free beer that they give you, right? They give you free beer. But you can bring your own tequila. You can bring your own vodka, whatever you wanted to bring as your drink. You know, you could bring whole hieleras before, you know, right? So if you wanted to, you could fill up a cooler and pull up to the restaurant and just drink and eat, you know. Anyway, I think he knew this. So I guess the last time he had gone there, he had gotten some sweet tea from Burros. He's a very, the kind of person that's like, if it's trash, like he'll never eat it or drink it again. Like, it's like, if you're one and done, right? So I guess he drank it that one time and was like, no, this is trash. Like, I'm never eating that again.
Well, you came to Burros to eat, bro?
They got some nachos, him and Fernando. But anyway, all I remember is I pulled up and he goes, hey, I'm going to go get my drink from the car. And I'm like, why didn't you bring it? He's like, well, I didn't want to get judged. And I was like, bro, everybody brings like liquor here all the time. Like, you're fine. Like, you don't. Like, you could just walk in with it. Like, nobody tells you anything. And he's like, no, it's not that type. You'll see. And then he just went and he came back. And he was holding, like, a jug. Yeah. Like a 1 gallon jug of something. I was just thinking, like, oh, this dude made, like, a mixed drink. Or, like, something, you know, made it. And then he's just pouring out of a gallon. And he pulls up. And then he turns it around. And I see the sticker. And it says, like, Chicken Express sweet tea. And I'm like... You brought sweet tea? Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's because last time it was trash here.
Dang. Trash?
He's like, you want some? I was like, yeah. I mean, it's good, you know. So he gave me some in the cup. I was drinking it like it was some lean or something, like double cup. I was like, that shit hit. But yeah, it was just funny because it was like, why? You could have just brought something else, you know.
I guess that's what he was in the mood for, you know?
Yeah, he wanted some. They ended up leaving. They wanted to go to Pluckers.
Well, at least they didn't eat there, yeah.
They did.
I mean,
they ate the nachos.
Cause like I think I said this before here, right? Like people don't go there to eat or like I told you that's how I know who the noobs are or like the new people that
like they
go
come to watch us and stuff.
Yeah, cause they go there and then they order like a whole meal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you sure, bro?
I mean, we can't knock them down with their food too much. I mean, everybody has their preferences. I mean, I'll eat the quesadillas there. They're fine. You eat them too.
Yeah.
It's all like, yeah, because
it's free.
like you say, like crecí pobre. So like, or what was the other thing you say? Like para despreciar la comida. Or
oh yeah, fui muy pobre para despreciar la comida.
There you go. You're too.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's free. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go all the time to ¿cómo se llama? Caesars, Little Caesars to get like that pizza. I'm not gonna walk all the time.
Little Caesars is good.
Yeah, I like Little Caesars.
Like one thing I will vouch for is Little Caesars. Because the pizza's good. $5 for whole ass pizza, like you can't go wrong with that. Well, the people that are like, you went to Little Caesars, I was like, yeah, and what?
You wanna get that after this?
Little Caesars after this? Yeah. If we get done in time, maybe.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching.
Right. We're gonna cut it short today. Very important matters right now.
We had a gig after this,
right? We have a serenade in 5 minutes.
No.
So anyway. What else happened? So we went to Burros. It was a good time. Everybody came out, and we played some songs, and that was it. What happened Thursday? On the bill.
Saturday we had a whole bunch of 15s and like 16s, bro.
Yeah, we had 4. Was it 4 different locations or 3? It was 3. But it total was 5 hours.
4.
No, 1. No, it was 1 and then 2 and then 2. So
for real?
Yeah, it was 5.
Oh, no wonder I was put out.
Yeah. So so you were talking about this.
I have been diagnosed with season allergies. Allergies.
So you went to the doctor?
No.
Oh, so you weren't diagnosed?
Yeah, but
you were self-diagnosed.
Yeah. Apparently.
Let me see your credentials.
Because I was like, oh, like this hurts, and then they're like, oh, you have season allergies. I'm like, that's what this is?
Oh.
Because dude, I woke up, I legit woke up, and all I felt was pain. You know?
You woke up and it was like pain, period.
Yeah. I legit, like, I'm like asleep. And when you wake up, you have your eyes closed, right? So you're like, okay,
usually,
I gotta open them. So before that, all you hear from me is like, like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Help.
Like I feel drowsy and like my head hurt. What was a migraine? I could feel like right here. Like I could feel it.
Are you pregnant? I think we can say no, right?
Let's do it.
I'm like, you're
okay, like the dogs are just like But yeah, and I'm like, what's wrong with me, dude? Like I feel shitty, and like everything, like every sound that I heard was like amplified. I feel hangover.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like I was in a very bad mood that whole day.
Is it the pollen?
I have no idea. I
know that's a thing.
I just found this out.
I know, like people walk out and the pollen just fucks them up. Like, boom, like.
Well, I never had this.
Because I mean, a lot of different symptoms are for allergies. So it's like your throat. It sucks because like everything is the same. Like all the symptoms are for different. Like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like every disease that you may have the same fucking symptoms, and I hate that because like I'll be like, okay, well my stomach hurts, my head hurts. My head, I have this pain around my nose. Okay,
because they're different combos.
What is it? Oh, I have cancer. What? Like, may have cancer. You may have hemorrhoids. You have it's a whole list of things you may have.
Especially when you get like something in your throat. Because when it's your throat, it can be tonsillitis. It can be, which is an infection. It can be fucking strep, which is another infection. It can be mono, that's a virus. It could be something else.
You have COVID.
You're like, what the fuck? Like.
Yeah. Fuck,
like that, and then you look up like the symptoms, and they're all literally the same symptoms, except they're caused by different things.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to treat them, and then you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
It's like I feel like nobody knows what they're doing. Like even the doctors are like, you can have any one of these.
Well, that's what doctors do too. Like they're just
guessing.
They're just kind of like, well, this must be it, and then you come back even worse. You're like, okay, that wasn't it. You just try something else.
I think doctors are just like human body mechanics. Because mechanics do the same thing.
That's what
like, oh, my car's making this weird noise. looks like you need a whole new car.
Yeah.
Or, we can't do that, so we'll just fix the entire transmission. And if it's not that, it's like, oh, it might be the suspension. Oh, if it's not that,
Yeah.
oh, you just need an oil change.
No, they just keep fucking with it until the check engine goes away, And
then at the end, like, when you know...
At the end, they're like, that'll be $10,000.
And then the engine light comes on and he's like,
fuck.
Well, it's like, at this point, I don't know, you might just consider getting a new car. And it's like,
for us... You can't do that with your body.
Yeah. Like, he's like, no, you're going to live with this weird symptom the rest of your life. Congratulations,
Or they kept doing, like, that's the worst, dude. Like, I feel like if you get that sick and you have to go to a hospital and they're like, we got to do an MRI, we got to do a CAT scan, we got to do this. Those machines are big and, like, they're expensive,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, fuck.
Sometimes I really do wish I lived, like, in Canada.
Oh,
so I could just break, so I could just break my arm on purpose and just be like, because I can go and they're just like, what's wrong? I'm like, I have a broken arm, and they're all like, oh, okay, we'll fix you right up. And at the end, do I owe you anything? No, our government paid for it.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I go home with the badass cast, everybody can sign it, and then
like, your taxes pay for it. Oh, that's what they're for.
You're telling me my taxes were used properly?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. The technology.
But yeah, I feel like shit on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And it sucks because it can affect you. Like at the gig, I told you, because you have external factors. External factors of your life can indirectly affect your performance.
Oh, yeah.
Because you also...
Could you tell I was moody as fuck?
I can never tell.
On the first two gigs?
Sometimes you just have like a face and I'm like, I can't tell if this is mad Victor or sad Victor or super happy Victor or quiet but happy Victor.
That first gig was killing me, man. I was just... Because it was outside, right?
Because I'll tell a joke and then you're just like... I'm like, not even a smile, bro? Come on, I just want to see those pearly whites.
Nah, dude. And then like you kept doing like... You were like... You do that thing where you're like, check this out.
Oh, yeah.
And then you do something and I'm just like...
I'll try to like show you something cool. I'll be like, look, mira, aquí es un re, and then I'll be like, okay, look, but now I'm going to play it with 3 other fingers. And I'm like, you're supposed to laugh, Victor. Look, you're supposed to laugh, Victor.
And over here like...
all sweaty. It's like, none of my... I was like, that always kills him. I don't know why it's not working. I don't know why it's not working.
Meanwhile, my head is over here like...
like, for real. It's just like, help.
I was in pain, man.
It's because a lot of things can... Because like me, I won't get super moody at gigs. I try not to show it. Because then like I know I'm going to be in a bad mood. And then I'm like, fuck. And then I'm going to put someone else in a bad mood. So like what I'll tend to do, I'll just get over it. And sometimes, keep in mind, sometimes like you just need sleep, or you just been working hard. Especially if you have like a busy week too. Like I know, like right now it's Monday, right? But like if I know I have a lot of shit to do this week, it does stress you out, and that can like really fuck with you because at the same time, mariachis, you don't want to be that mariachi that's like not into it. You know what I mean? Because like think of it like the people that hire you. They want to see. They want to see you guys, be lively and dance. Like sometimes I don't want to dance and all that stuff, but then I'd look at it like them, like, well, they paid a good amount of money to come see us, So I'm thinking like you got to think about of them too, So.
Oh, that too, bitch.
What?
Because usually I'm the one that dances first, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay. But this time I'm not in the mood because we were doing Mariachi Loco on that second gig.
Oh, the second one.
I mean, they were all quinceañeras, right?
Yeah, they were all. Yeah.
So like, I wasn't kidding when I was telling him like, we're still mareando, like, because we're doing like all this like, all these movements. I'm
when
like,
we do locals.
I'm like, oh shit, like, so like I would stop, and then you kind of like kept dancing. So I'm like, fuck, like, I'm like that video of that little like that little girl. She's like dancing and she's crying. You know what I mean?
I've seen one of a little boy. He's like doing the Fortnite dance, and he's like crying because I think it's because his mom told him like, you want to keep doing all these little dances all the time, so now you're just gonna like to punish him. Told him to keep doing. So the kid's like,
no, well, my news of like this little girl. She's like in those concerts they do like at school. I think she was like a ballerina or something.
Oh, she was crying during it?
Yeah, she's doing the movements and she's crying. Yeah. And I'm like, that's me, bro. I'm just like, fuck. Like,
my head hurts.
Yeah. And then I will have to stop eventually because I'm like, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. That's crazy how allergies can just affect you like that.
But yeah.
Because my mom has those too.
For real?
Yeah, she has really bad allergies.
Shit.
You know how like I'm always red? I think I got that from her. Like my nose is always red because her... even today, like her nose is always red. So, but I think she has more allergies than I do. She always tells me, like when I'm telling her, like my head kind of hurts, allergies. I'm like,
at least she's not like, es el pinche teléfono.
Like, oh, we kind of said that, right? My mom used to always say, like, we couldn't bitch about anything, you know, because otherwise she has a reason of why. Like the one you say is always like, I'll be like, my head hurts. She's like, it's because you're always on your damn phone.
Yeah.
But for me, my mom was always like if we even complained about our eyesight, like would be like, it's because I can't see. O sea, es que siempre andas bien, andas allá enfrente de la televisión, like you're getting too close. Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, like I'm in front of the TV because I can't see. It's not the other way around. Like the TV didn't do this. My genetics did this. Like, so then when we found out that I need glasses, like in middle school, she was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I've been suffering this whole time. Like I can't see. It's like when I see things far away, they're kind of fuzzy. I don't know.
That's me.
Yeah. And or the other one was like if we woke up with like a sore throat, it's like, oh, it's because you walk around barefoot, or it's because you slept with the fan on. I'm like, then what are fans for? it's hot in here, like.
Or you went to sleep with your hair wet. You're like,
yeah, that's another one. My mom, like, if she see us scratching, well, one, she used to think we had lice, or the other one was for that same thing, like going to sleep with your hair wet. Like I was like, what? Like, who told you this? And now I'll call her out. I'll be like, Mom, like, ¿quién te dijo eso? Like, she's like, es que están diciendo en la tele or whatever. I'm like, okay, but who said that? She's like, ahí en la tele, oye. So then I'll like, now what I'll do is I'll like ask Google. Like, I was like, if she's saying like, I don't know, giraffes are learning to walk on two legs now. And I'm like, who said that? And I'm like, she said, ahí dijeron en la tele. So I'll be like, hey Siri, can giraffes walk on two legs? And she'll just be like, no, the giraffes cannot. And I'm like, ¿ves? I'm telling you que no. And she's like, pues ahí dijeron.
The one that gets me is like, oh, that too. They never admit they're wrong.
Yeah, they never.
I'm like, no, because
you square up for a second, like, and then you remind yourself, like, I can't do this. Yes.
No, because you'll be like, oh, like, being on Facebook. I'm like, Facebook? That's the new thing? And she's like, yeah. And then she'll show me the video, and it'll be like conspiracies, something, you know? And I'm like,
it's like she's like taking it as a fact.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm like,
oh, you said that too.
What?
Was it you? What was that show on Channel 29?
Oh yeah, Rojo Vivo.
Rojo Vivo, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that thing.
That whole crazy. Show, yeah.
That whole channel, bro.
Oh, is it a channel on YouTube?
No, it's a channel.
Oh, Channel 29. Channel 29. Yeah, the whole thing. You know what?
It has a Studio Dos, which is just like girls dancing like in bikinis.
Yeah, which wasn't bad. I'm like, I enjoyed it.
It has fucking Lagrimita Costel, which is the same thing, essentially. Yeah. If you look at it, Jose Luis en Censura, Jerry.
I remember that. You know? It's Jerry Springer in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It has a
Jose Luis.
For some reason, at 6 p.m., it's like Shara Durcal acompañada por el Sol de México.
Oh.
Every fucking day, or like every Thursday or something.
Oh, really? I don't know.
And then at 9 p.m., it's Al Rojo Vivo. Mm-hmm. Which is basically all the conspiracy videos you see on YouTube.
But what's funny is that they like present it as like a news program. Like it's like, hoy en México miramos que hay un fantasma. Aquí está el video. And it's like on the corner it says like conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
like these are just YouTube
videos. It'll be like una bruja en Veracruz. And then like, you know, it's just like someone like very weirdly shaped like flying on like una sierra. And you're like, bro, come on. Like these
Aquí
are
miramos.
news.
Or like it's like the ones that they talk about. Have you ever heard of Los Duendes?
Yeah.
The little like figures, the small figures, and they'll like bring up all these videos like aquí en Honduras se miran el video que hay un duende, and
or like
El
Chupacabras, and they show videos of like dead chickens and like supposedly drained of blood.
Yeah,
you're like it's like,
and it's just like, bro, they were making a caldo, like chill, like no era nada, you know.
The one that threw me off though was, have you seen the one of like cows being impaled on?
Shit, no.
On
what
like,
are you watching?
On like trees or like
what
electric towers. You haven't seen that?
No.
That did trip me out because
like, who doing this?
I was like, what the fuck? Like there's legit like a cow. She was like impaled by an electric tower. She's like, how did it get up there? You know. But yeah, aliens. that's Al Rojo Vivo. If you don't have cable, you know, that's what Mexicans watch, which is well, that's why they wear that we are. You know.
Yeah, I also remember a show called Secretos.
Yeah, you remember? That's like an infidelity show, right?
Yeah, it was like Cheaters. You ever seen Cheaters before? With Joey Greco. I still remember the name of the guy. They would like catch people cheating. Yeah. But it's like fake. It's fake as fuck. Because I remember one time, I think I watched it. Like my dad would always watch it. But like he wouldn't want me to know he was watching it.
It's because
like,
he has nudity.
They always have to add sex to it, and it's like, why? You know, you don't have to. Just tell us the story. Anyway, all I remember is like one time, like I watched a piece of it. I never seen like a whole episode, but it was very obvious that this was acting. Like they were all like, no, Jose, es porque aquí yo tengo un marido, and I'm like, this is a novela. Like it just has it in a hidden camera. Like it says that
like live footage.
Yeah, it says that según a guy, placed the hidden camera here, like, and our cameras picked. It says it in Spanish, but like our cameras picked up, this audio and video from Joanna or whoever, right? And then it like shows them like, no, es que tengo marido, and I'm like, this is so like scripted. Like someone has lines. I was like, this isn't real. And it's just funny because like Mexicans are watching. I was like, freaking Joanna, she's fucking cheating on Jose, bro. What the fuck? Like, so into it. Like, it's like, this isn't real, right?
Well, yeah, that whole channel's wild.
It really is, dude. I need to turn it on one day just to be like, what are they showing nowadays? Yeah.
Bro, now there's I mean, sometimes they even show like disasters on the Al Rojo Vivo. Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, okay, but that was from 2004. Like I've seen that video.
That's true, right? Like it's no longer news. Like, this is a long time ago.
You can tell the quality of the footage. Like that's a while ago.
It's like 240p. Like
it's taken from like a Razor phone flip phone. It's like
shout out to Razors.
all pixelated.
I had a Razor. Anyway, how did we? Okay, so we had we had that one first hour. You're right. They were all 15s. Yeah, we just played at 15s. That first one we played for a while. We thought it was gonna rain because it was
it sprinkled.
It sprinkled for a little bit.
Like it's been excited, dude. Like because the drops falling on your bass. It's not. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about my bass. Yeah. My instrument.
Yeah.
I'm like.
I think it's because our instruments are wood, man. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, we said this a lot. But like,
I just expected it to pour.
It just drives me nuts how like no one cares.
I do. I'm like
no, but like they're not like like viendo.
Oh, let's
like,
move.
Yeah. They're just like look. They're like, well, I'm getting wet, but there's no problem. Which I mean, I guess I understand because they don't have an instrument. But
I guess so.
But for me, I'm just like.
All I remember from that gig too is there was whatever violinist he was singing what song was it? Acá Entre Nos, right? He was singing that song, and I remember the table in front of him, the ladies were like talking to him mid him singing, like in the middle of him singing, and it's like I remember he was singing all the words, and I was like, I don't know how you guys do that. Like my brain can't process what they're telling me and listen to it and me thinking of the words to sing out. Like, it doesn't work in a revolving circle like that for me. So I remember just thinking, like, that takes talent. Like, because, like, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be like, acá entre nos, na, 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 like, saying the words. But then, like, if she says, like, what's your favorite color? I'd be like, green. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the middle of me singing, like, I can't process that, I would completely forget. And that's just hard.
Well, I mean, I think.
That's why I'm not a singer.
Have you tried singing and have someone?
I've tried singing and playing, and I'll fuck up either one or the other. That's why I can't do it. It's hard, dude.
You gotta practice it.
I'd rather not.
Cause I just do like the little the lower octave or whatever Arturo's singing. Just like, ooh.
It's hard because it does take talent to do that shit, man. It's like multitasking. I can't multitask. I mean, I can multitask certain stuff, but a lot of stuff.
Just gotta practice, Sam.
Ozzy? Yeah. So you're gonna start singing chorus?
I don't do chorus, but like I do make it look like I'm singing. You seen me, bitch.
So that means that you still could. What the fuck was that?
What was that? Did you hear that?
Sounded like a paintball. Still,
I don't know how I did that.
I don't want to know.
Oh, there it is.
And then, what was the one after? Oh, I went to Singer.
Yeah.
There was this guy
there.
there.
Before that, the lady the guy gave us like a full tray of meat.
I was kind of salty in the beginning because they weren't clapping for anything. Like, they were asking for songs, but they weren't clapping. Yeah.
And I was dying the whole time, so I was just like...
Yeah, I just remember that they weren't saying anything. Like, they were just, like, we would play, and it sucks when it's like, dun, 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 and it's just, like, silent. because it's just like hypes you up for the clap, and when there's no clap, it just sounds like anticlimactic.
Yeah.
So like when they weren't clapping, I was like, fuck, like we suck. And then at the end though, they gave us like a whole like tinfoil plate thing of
It was like a good 2-3 pounds of meat.
yeah, dude. Like they gave us legit like what you would have in front of the table for people to pick out the meat. So it had like carne asada, tablitas, sausage, and
chorizo.
Oh, was there chorizos there?
Yeah, no one ate them. I was just like, what the fuck?
I didn't know. I thought they were sausage.
I bit into it. I was like, what the fuck?
It was chorizo. Oh,
yeah, I was like, whoa. The weird thing was that they didn't give us like tortillas.
Yeah, or like a side or anything. It was just like, here's all the meats.
Yeah.
So there was like no sides, bro. I mean, I still ate it because I was hungry, dude.
Yeah, I was hungry. Like I said, I woke up dying. So
yeah.
I was just laying there the whole time, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat. I was just starving too.
Yeah. So I mean, that was nice that they gave us so much meat. Like that was at least like a $40 freaking.
We finished it too.
Except for the chorizo.
Except for the chorizo.
Apparently. But we ate the rest of the meat, and then we went to this 15 where. Apparently the people there or that guy that was there, I think he was like a YouTuber or a vlogger or something.
I don't know, man.
He had his own camcorder and he was like recording, but he was like emceeing the event. He's like, yo conocía a los papás de, what was her name? Some girl.
But now I kind of want to look up los 15 of that girl. Whatever her name was.
Oh, to see if he uploaded. Yeah. You can see us in the background playing. Yeah. Because he kept like in the middle of every song, he would say like, he would just hype himself up. Like he legit looked like he was hosting that event or something. And I was just like, bro, like, shout us out.
And the people were just like, el tío Beto, you know.
Yeah.
Because his mama is.
Always. He's like, he always does this shit,
Yeah.
to be honest. But yeah, that was a little peculiar. And then the last one was that, so we had done 3 hours up until this point. And then at the very end, we ended up going to, where was this at? In Irving? No. Yeah, it was around Irving because
it was Irving because we were next to the 183.
Yeah, and all I remember is that we played there, and it was one of the salones. And like I said, we've been getting a lot more salon gigs. We played 2 hours for this girl, 15 as well. It was musty in there though because it felt like they didn't have the AC on because it felt wet in there. You know what I mean? Like my hands were not like dry. Like I felt like. It felt like a sauna that was barely turned on. So it wasn't all the way hot yet, you know?
Yeah.
And, that's not a comfortable feeling with the whole ass traje, so it was a little... How'd you feel?
¿Cómo te explico? I was dying for one, right?
Oh, you were still dying at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was dying the whole day. But I didn't overdose on Arturo's aspirins, but he's like, take 1. But if you feel really bad, take 2. So I took 3. No.
You took 3?
No, I took 2.
Oh. So you took 2 aspirins?
Yeah, and he did calm me down a bit more, but I could still feel the fucking,
Yeah.
So I was just like, dang, like, it was hard to breathe for me. I don't know if you could hear me, I was just like...
Oh, shit.
And then, like, when I chill out, I'm like, here we go again, bro.
You're like, just blow up. Just fucking throw
like,
up.
okay. I mean, but it was a cool gig, though. Like, people...
It went fast.
I thought we were going to kill the mood because, like you said, we walked in, like, on the DJ, like, full on, like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, everybody was dancing, and then we walk in. Chin, churrin, 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 churrin.
Yeah, I thought we were going to kill the mood. But people were into it.
Yeah.
Like, here and there.
It's crazy, the big difference, because, like, now... So, like, when they want us to come in, like, as a surprise, like, we'll always come in with just, like, our instruments. But, we're all mic'd up, but it takes Arturo, our boss, like, maybe, like, 5 to 7 minutes to really set up. And after those 5 to 7 minutes, like, we're fully on, all the mics and everything, which is cool because we can go from, like, normal mariachi to, like, super powered mariachi like that because then the mics turn on and stuff like that. So, like, when we walk in, it's very quiet. You can't hear the bass. You can't hear me. You can't hear the violins. And then, when you turn it on, everything, it sounds better because you can hear everything. But, it is a mood killer when we start with, like, La Negra. And it's just, like, especially because the DJ has such loud speakers. So, you just hear, like, the bass, like, and then we turn that off and it's just, like, chin, churrin, churrin, dun, dun, dun. Like, you can't hear the bass anymore. So, it's, I hate that feeling. Especially, it depends on the reaction from the crowd. Like, the crowd's not into it, you're like, Fuck. But after that, they wanted a lot of dance tracks. So
Yeah.
we played like cumbias, polquitas, and, you know, El Popurrí de La, you know, the song that we have where all the songs are in La.
Oh, yeah.
Pum, ching, pum, ching, pum, ching. But yeah, so it was a fine gig afterwards. And it was just a little musty in there. Feels a little weird with all this COVID stuff. I hope to get vaccinated soon. Everybody should get vaccinated. Please get vaccinated so we can go back to normal. But yeah. Good times, guys. Good times. And then we had one more gig on Sunday. We ended up going to Frisco, Texas. Who FC Dallas plays there. Who is like the local professional soccer team.
Yeah.
In this area. We had been there a long time ago. We talked about it.
Yeah. I thought the thing was in Arlington.
Nah,
I just figured all the stadiums were in Arlington.
Well, a lot of them are. Yeah. Cowboys, Rangers.
That's what I'm saying.
Six Flags. Like, what team is that?
The Seven Flags over Texas.
Well, I mean, the Mavericks play in Dallas. Like, they're called the Dallas Mavericks, and they're actually, like, there. If you notice that, Dallas Cowboys don't play in Dallas, for you guys that don't know. They play in Arlington, and then the Texas Rangers play in Texas, but they're in Arlington as well. But we played for FC Dallas, who is in Frisco, which is a suburb of the Dallas area. You know, there's a lot of rich people live there too, because like first of all, you have to take the tollway to get there. That's how you know. So like, every day if you drive there, you're using the tolls. And then just like the areas there, they also have the Cowboys practice facility there. Right. They have the Frisco Rough Riders. They have a lot over there.
It's a nice place of the Metroplex.
Basically, yeah. Dude Perfect is from there. Do you know what Dude Perfect is? You
already know the answer.
I guess not. I don't know why I bring up stuff with you. Anyway, we played there a long time ago for like we were talking about it this you say this September.
There's a picture of that.
Yeah, it's on CharroBeans podcast. Yeah, and then yeah. Us playing at that event. It was cool. We talked about the last time we went there. You know, we got to eat and we got to play there, and we watched the soccer game after. It was pretty cool. Brought up memories. I was like, fuck. Because this was like fucking shit almost like 10 years ago now.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. We ended up going to this house, though, that we've played at before. We've played there a couple times. One time it was because we didn't have a bass player. So Arturo brought some other people. And he called up a bass player, a local bass player here. He had his friends with him. I guess because he also had a group back then, too, or I'm not sure. But Arturo told him to play with us, so it was like a mega group. It was like, you weren't there yet. But it was just funny because they mistook me for Robert. And I was like, I'm not Robert. I'm Sammy. Yeah, but good times. And then apparently one time we played there, and then the cops came. Yeah, I
remember that.
And then we were inside playing. They told us to go inside, but I think one of the people that hired us, because she has a lot of daughters. We played for this lady. She was turning 55. She has a lot of daughters, and I think one of the daughters, the last time, andaba like discutiendo con el cop or like arguing with them, and she got put in handcuffs, like legit. Like during the party, we're over here playing like La Ley del Monte, and she's over there like getting her head slammed on the freaking cop car. And we're still getting paid, right?
It's getting like
luckily, yeah. And like this time, luckily that didn't happen. We just it was a pretty straightforward gig. We just played, and lady was happy, and they were dancing, and that's it.
Yeah,
nothing really happened other than that. Oh, I ate Arturo's cake.
Right.
Apparently, they gave us cake and gelatina afterwards.
They gave us 2 slices of cake and 2 slices of gelatina.
But they were big though. They were the cake was like that big, and the gelatina slices were like huge. Like it was like a scoop of gelatina.
So it was funny because Arturo, he kind of digged into one of the slices. So he kind of claimed it, right?
He took a bite of one of the slices, so I thought he was done. Like I just figured, okay, like you took your bite, you didn't like it, or you were like, I'm good with this much quantity of cake, so I'm good.
Anyways, I got the other plate, and pues me chingué el otro,
because there was 2 slices.
Yeah, so I got the other one, and I'm like, okay. So I was like, Sammy, you want some? And I thought you were gonna say no. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then I was putting it down. You're like, oh, you're going to do me like that? Like, me vas a invitar? I'm like, okay.
¿Y no me lo haces dar, güey?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, here, chícatelo, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, we're talking. We're having a good time. And then my allergies hit again. My voice started changing.
Oh, yeah, you started sounding ronco, right?
Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Like, I'm like, what does it sound like this? And then you give the plate back.
I gave it to you,
There was no cake left.
I was like, hey, chingon cake. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You could tell Arturo just like to play like, oh, cabrón. Like, but he didn't say anything. He was just like, all right, cool.
So it's because I was under the impression that they were done with the cake. If you hand me a plate of cake, I'm thinking, okay, like, here you go, Sammy, all for you. Then te lo doy, you know. So I ate the cake. It was good. It was delicious. It had strawberries in it, you know.
Yeah.
Y me lo chingué. And then Arturo was like, no mames, güey, te chingaste todo el pastel. And I'm like, well, yeah, because I thought it was for me, right? I even ate some of the gelatina. I was like, hey, the gelatina is really good too. So if you want to try it.
That was funny.
Yeah, so sorry about the cake.
I was just like, I had my slice. So.
Yeah, you're like, I had my slice. I don't know, it was pretty good. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty good. That's pretty much it. Let's get into Charro Chat.
What time does Little Caesars close?
I don't know. Let's do this fast
We
AF.
have 20 minutes if they close at 10.
Woo!
There you go. You read faster.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get to Charro Chat. At not gay Noe says, "Who's your celebrity crush?" Man, I don't know.
Savage is like going through a list. It's like,
You ever hear about that thing?
what?
That thing that it was like a. I don't know if it's real. I guess not because nobody gave me a list. But I heard about it in like in movies and TV shows. It's like your celebrity or like your list. So like when you're married, you know.
Oh, you have like a list of people you can sleep with,
yeah,
like celebrities.
like
That's
if
from
there
Friends.
was, is it that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like Ross has, or yeah, Ross.
Oh
has
yeah,
like
he had
a-
some
yeah.
girl, some girl, right?
Yeah.
Point is, yeah, there's like for who those who don't know, if you get married, you have this list of people that famous people, yeah, that like if for any reason, you know, there was literally an opportunity, it would be okay with your husband or wife for you to, you know, with them, right?
Yeah.
So I remember asking my wife this. I think she said Chris Evans, and I was like, to be honest, go for it. I'm like, that's America's ass. No, for me, who do you have one in mind?
I'm thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it. You can't just put me on the spot like that. Plus, it comes down to it's a big decision, right? It's just like one celebrity crush. I don't know. I'm like, who would I imagine the rest of my life with other than my wife that's a celebrity and can maintain me because I'm not working?
You're like Chris Hemsworth.
With the Thor hair. No, I don't know. Celebrity crush.
Maybe a top 3.
Even top 3 when you put me on the
dang,
spot.
dude.
I don't know. Scarlett Johansson is one of them. I've always loved Scarlett Johansson.
I was thinking about that one.
You can have. We can share.
Excuse me. Still, I thought.
I'm Monday through Wednesday. And then
Monday through Wednesday.
You're Thursday through Saturday, and then we share on Sunday.
No.
Like
no.
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 Oh, okay.
Move on.
I'll just say that. I guess that's right.
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, they said celebrity crush, not crush is.
Oh yeah.
Just pick one.
Oh, Emilia Clarke.
Hey, she is pretty.
Yeah, she's very cute.
She's the whole package. Bro.
I like her personality.
Her personality.
Have you seen the interviews? She's pretty cute.
Oh no, I've never. No, I don't think I've ever like seen any of her stuff. I know that you watch Game of Thrones. That's why.
I only watched it once.
Or you watched.
Never coming back. Anyways. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were unhappy, right, with the
Yeah.
ending. Sorry
Anyways.
about that, buddy. Okay, so Emilia Clarke and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good.
Did you turn it off?
No, nah, I still got it. Was that the only question?
Yep.
You guys are slacking. We got some confessions. Oh, we got some confessions. Okay. Right here. Someone says, so these are all anonymous. I like when they're anonymous because then nobody knows. We just tell you what happened. So someone said, ripped one at Vargas Extravaganza during a solo. Like you farted?
Yeah.
Oh. How bad? I mean, nobody would know. You know?
Unless like the next singer is like, there's like a really big breath of air.
Like you know how like say you were the guitar player, so you went up for a solo. You know how every time it's like extravaganza or a big competition like that, you know the soloist. Yeah, there's the 3 mics in the front, so the soloist comes up and they do the solo, you know, right there. And you know after the solo they bow.
Yeah.
What if they fart right there? And then you know how like the violinist comes up behind him, you know, to get back on the mic right there. Like it's like you crop dusted them, right? Because it's like, and then they walked right through it, and you're like, fucking pass the fuck out. So I mean, that could be, I mean, dangerous for one. And then
I mean, it's a natural thing of life.
yeah, I mean, it depends. What did you eat before? Should you watch out for that food before you play?
Or apparently there's like a thing called like a protein fart, which apparently they're like really strong.
Protein farts? Oh, like if you take protein and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I had ever had that when I did take protein.
I just learned about it from Instagram.
Oh really?
That's really
Protein.
funny. Can you imagine? He's like, I don't
like,
know.
Dude was at the gym right before.
Yeah.
He had taken pre-workout too, so he was a little like fucking wired, you know. And then yeah. And then the guy's just like, huele a pinche French vanilla. Or which one do you take? The chocolate one?
I have chocolate and cookies right now.
What is it called? Like, is it just chocolate?
Chocolate and cookies. That's what it's called. Cookies and cream.
Oh, cookies and cream. Okay. Chocolate and cookies.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Whoops.
So-and-so says, one time I knew my instrument was out of tune and still kept playing like that. The disrespect.
I've done that.
What?
Yeah.
For me, it's like I don't have perfect pitch, but I feel like I have that sometimes when I'm playing and I hear one off. I'm like, oh, like I just want to.
Well, I have no choice.
Fuck with it and move the tuning key.
I have no choice because like my bass has pegs.
Mm-hmm.
So and then sometimes they don't give me a chance to like tune it. So I'm just like, okay, just every day.
Like just like that.
Yeah, you've heard me. I was like that on Saturday, especially.
It's because guitar. That's why I never choose a vihuela with clavijas.
Oh, those are worse though.
Yeah, it's because these are the strings are super thin, so like any little noise is like
right on point.
Yeah, it moves it up real quick. But for sure, like for me, like I need tuning keys because I'm gonna be constantly tuning, especially like right now. I told you my strings are they're getting to that point where like every song they're moving just slightly, but like if you play 2-3 songs back to back or whatever, by the end they're kind of getting out of tune.
One of the bass that I have is pretty good at staying on tune.
Yeah,
but there are times where like it goes through something or like I hit something. And it's like,
yeah.
fuck.
Or like if they're sensitive and stuff, or right now that the weather's gonna change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
sometimes you have no choice,
Yeah, sometimes you have no choice. But well, it looks like he knew, and he just kept playing like that. He's at that point, it's just like, you know what? Me vale madre. Ring, chin, 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 chin. Just keep going, whatever. Good for you, I guess. I don't know. The so-and-so says, back then I would tell my mom I was gigging, but I would go out instead. Dang. It was like that. Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
You did that?
I had strict parents, bro.
Yeah. I mean, my parents were strict too. I don't think I told them. Would have been a good excuse. Now looking back, I'm like, fuck. I was like, me and my friends are gonna go to Bible study.
Yeah, I didn't think anything bad. I was just, just trying to hang out.
That's true too. Like sometimes when you're young, you just really want to go out to do like not drugs or anything. Like I'm just trying to go do something cool with my friends, and it's like no. And I'm like, well, I have 4 hours. Oh, okay. And then you come back, montar dinero. Me lo mandaron por Zeo.
Era servicio.
Oh, es que mom, vamos empezando, entonces son puros promo
Pa'
gigs.
conocernos.
Yeah, we're starting to barely get work, so point is I lied.
I didn't do it often either because most of the time I was working. Like.
It's because it goes back to where I think I read this, but it was like the strictest parents make the sneakiest,
the best liars,
or the I was the sneakiest kids.
Oh yeah,
but like because then you have to find a way to maneuver around it. So yeah, that's true. I guess now that I'm married, like my mom can't tell me anything. Now she's all like on the bus. I'm like, it's still scared.
Yeah, the PTSD.
I'm like over here paying full ass like mortgage.
Yeah.
On the bus, tenemos 4 horas. Así.
Bro.
I'm like, I'm sorry, mom. Yeah, it all comes back. Like, fuck. Someone sent an anonymous, but they said, don't mention this. I just thought it was funny. So I guess not.
What?
Like they said, they sent a confession, but then they said, don't mention this. I just thought it was funny.
So no?
Huh? So I guess I can't say it. Like they wrote they sent something, right? And then they said, but don't mention this. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
So I guess we just don't say it. I don't know.
I've had someone do something like this one time though.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'll just leave it like that. Well, that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the episode, guys.
I
guess that's it. We just ended on that awkward note.
Yeah. You were already to 10 and you're like, oh, wait.
I guess not. Yeah.
Well, guys.
You guys, thank you guys for listening to this is episode 40, man. Like, man, I know it's almost a year, 12 weeks away from a year.
We've been doing this for 10 months?
I guess. I don't know. I can't count. Well, point is, we've done it this long. I didn't know how long this would last, so I appreciate everybody coming back. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Remember to leave likes, shares, rates on Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. Helps us get our brand and name out there. If you enjoy it, just keep coming back. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We have some exciting things lined up for us and for you guys, Yes, that's what we tell them. So that they fucking...
so you're bluffing. So you're a liar.
So I'm a liar. No, but yeah, we have a lot of stuff that we have planned for this podcast, and just follow us for the ride. I think it'd be fun. So you guys take it easy, and we will see you guys for 41.
Yeah,
Cuarenta,
Thank you guys.
So peace out. Have a good time at your house. Whatever it is you're doing. You know what? Get back to work or go to study or whatever you're doing. Okay, bye. Bye.
Woo! I'm hungry, bro. Me voy a comer Sophie.
Sophie's like, oh?
Me comí al gato, pues no tiene nada.